Hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Wavy Girls on the Internet. I am Allison Lupo.
And I'm Wavy Curly Courtney. We celebrate all things wavy curly and wonderfully real.
And we play around with all the products and we read the back of the bottle so that you don't have to. Welcome, friends. We are so glad that you are here. This is our after Thanksgiving show, and we are going to be talking today about our Grateful Curls challenge. So if you don't have your sheet, go ahead and get your sheet printed out. Courtney's is pretty. It's nice in color. So yes, if you are just listening along with us, if you are watching, get into your email, find your Grateful Curls challenge sheet. If you can't find it, you should be able to go to my website or Courtney's website and be able to find it that way. We have it linked in a multitude of places. So you can find it through both of us. And we are ready to just dive in and chat about this. But there's some really big news that I feel like we should share today that Courtney just shared with me. But she's not one to brag on herself. So I'm going to start with that. Courtney, I want to be the first person to give you the tunnel and the congratulations because you are graduating today.
Yay! I did it, guys. I survived. Yay, cosmetology school.
I'm so proud of you. It is, I know, as an adult going through it, it is so much when you have kids, you have a job, you are also an influencer-ish person in the online space, an informer. I always like the term informer, content creator, whatever.
There may or may not be a reason that I have showed up on multiple episodes of Two Wavy Girls on the Internet with my hair in the cast like I did today. It's still drying. I'm trying, guys.
You're living your best life. And Wednesday, y'all, I don't know if we told you this, when Courtney and I were talking about doing season 2, we were like, when can we possibly do it? Because as you may know, if you were with us during season 1, if you weren't, you can go back and find it on Apple Podcasts, on both of our YouTube channels, and watch or listen. But we did that one, I think it was Fridays at 5, which was kind of a tough time, but it was what worked at the time. But this one was we cannot make that one work again. So we had to settle for Wednesdays at 1. I had to clear my salon schedule for that time to make it work because our schedules are so tight. But you did it. And now you will have a little bit of freedom back in your life for just about 2 weeks, right? Before you're then in your own salon space, seeing people, real people that are yes, help me. Oh my God, I'm so excited for what's next
as I possibly can. I'm going to take my licensing exams tomorrow. I take the written exam, and then whenever they clear me to take the practical exam, I will take that and I will get my booty into a salon or a suite or a booth as fast as I possibly can. But if you are interested in getting on my personal wait list to see where I wind up, if you would like to get on my books, you can go check out my website and get on the Wavy Curly Cut wait list. If that is something that you're interested in, my website is swavycurlycourtney.com. I made it easy. And if you want to book with Allison, how can they get on your books?
AllisonLupo.com. It's just my name. It's just my name. It's Allison Lupo, but it's spelled funny. It's ALYSON Lupo because my mama had to be different, but it works for me. So AllisonLupo.com to get on my books, my wait list as well. But yeah, y'all fill up Courtney's book. She's new. She's amazing.
Help me.
Go see her. She's in Abilene. I'm in Dallas. So we're not too far. How far are we from each other? Is it a 5-hour drive? Is it a 3-hour drive?
No. 3.
It's a 3-hour drive between the two of us. So, come see both of us, fly down, get a haircut, then get another haircut. Just kidding. Don't do that. That'd be crazy. But
do 2 haircuts back to back.
We need to do something, Courtney. We need to do some kind of in-person event at some point in time. Let's chat about that. We'll tease it here.
It will happen.
I think that would be so much fun. Everything's better with a partner.
Absolutely.
So congratulations. It's happening today. Are they doing a tunnel walkthrough for you guys? Or are y'all getting
We're having a full graduation with cap and gowns. It's going to be amazing and so much fun. I'm really grateful for this school. It's LNL Beauty Institute here in Abilene, Texas. They have done an absolutely excellent job, and I'm very grateful for everything they have done. But guys, guess what? We are 2 weeks into the Grateful Curls challenge. And how is everybody doing? Is everyone surviving? We will finish up. What day is it, Allison? The 17th of December. So we're making it. We're making it.
How many does that mean that we have left? Is that 3 left? I have to calendar because I don't know what's happening in the world. We have 1, 2, 3. We just have 3 podcasts left in this season. So the 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th, and then it is Christmas. So we would love to tie this up before our Christmas break. That will leave us with 9 episodes in this season. Originally, we wanted to do 10, but life is crazy. So we will have 9 episodes in this season, and that is okay. But I want to know what everybody is doing here with the challenge. Clearly, I'm a slacker because mine is still blank. I had one that was printed out and my car ate it, and not my dog, my car ate it. And so I printed one out this morning before I left for my studio. I just finished up with a client, and I need to fill mine out. So Courtney, do you have yours filled out? Like, is yours pretty and filled out and you're writing in it? Oh gosh.
Of course not.
Aren't we the worst? I hope that
everybody's doing better than we are. We are the absolute worst, but I did do something instead. I did a full-length YouTube video. It's on my channel talking about our Grateful Curls challenge and running through exactly which products I was going to be using and why. And then I did another video showing my Grateful Curls challenge baseline. What I mean by that is my standard, what I think works best wash day routine for me, using the products for the Grateful Curls challenge that I picked. So in case you're curious, I picked the New Wash as my cleanser. This is a product by Hair Story. We got to chat with Wes and all about all things Hair Story. So I picked Hair Story New Wash. It's kind of a co-wash type situation. They call it a cleansing cream. That counted
cleansing conditioner. Cleansing conditioner.
Oh, I think my bottle says cleansing cream.
Does it?
I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
It does, Courtney. No, you're right. They've called it on their website for years a cleansing conditioner, and now on the new bottle it says cleansing cream. Your eagle eye spotted it. I just been moving along.
It
did. Nice job.
Thank you. So I'm using that as my cleanser and my rinse out conditioner. So that's my cleansing conditioning step. And for my leave in conditioning step, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Curl Cream. Did it go viral on TikTok and make me want to try it? Why, yes, it did. And the best way to really get to know a product is to lock yourself in to only using that product for a month. That's the only leave-in conditioner you can use for a month. So I'm really getting to know that product well. It smells amazing. I am really learning a lot about that. My styler was the Hair Story gel. And then for funsies, I added in the Pacifica Big Waves hairspray. I haven't incorporated that in yet. My baseline wash day was just the Hair Story cleanser, New Wash. I did add in the micellar drops right before because I was a greasy.
I was about to ask you about that. I was going to ask you if you added that because that is so important for you because you are an oily person. So if y'all have not seen the Hair Story pre-wash, it's a micellar scalp rinse. This is such a good product, and it has a little needle tip on the top, so it's really easy to distribute in the hair. What I like to do for my clients, in the bowl, is just have them, they're laying there, is just run it through. You don't even have to touch it to your scalp. You just kind of run it over the top and it gets right in there. And for people like you who have an absolute ton of hair, I don't really need this product. I don't have an itchy scalp for the most part. I don't have a lot of hair. It is made of bird feathers over here. This works just fine for me. The Hair Story New Wash Original is my favorite. I like to just grab that one and it's enough for me. But for you, you need something a little bit extra. So that's a little, just kind of, you can feel it working. It's amazing. I'm glad you're doing that because I was going to ask you, but wait, Courtney, what about the pre-wash? Okay, great, good.
So totally threw in the pre-wash for my baseline. Then I cleansed. Then I styled, curled, got my curl clumps organized the way that I normally do with my swing curl clump method. Glazed over the Hair Story gel, scrunched it in, diffused, did all the things. We took a really good look at how my hair held up. So I showed my hair at the end of the day and on the morning of day 2. So the baseline is baselining. And from there, I've actually been changing one element of my wash day every time I wash my hair and documenting the results. And y'all will be more than welcome to check out those results in a upcoming YouTube video very soon. But I have done the curl cream, Fenty curl cream, all on its own to see what it did. And then I combined the curl cream and the gel together. That is what is in my hair today. And we're going to see how that goes. And would you believe it? I'm actually going to do upright brush styling. I've been a long time critic of upright brush styling as being obnoxious and difficult and annoying, but we will compare the results of upright brush styling versus my swing curl clip method. Like all of the juicy details that you have always wondered, we will be hashing those out and keeping variables consistent because of the Grateful Curls Challenge.
And I want to say that I'm so glad you added that. And I know that we've said it a million times, but a million times is really not enough to say it. When you add a new product into your routine, use it by itself. Use it by itself for the first at least one time that you use it, maybe two, so that you can actually see what it brings to the table. You might be like, oh, well, my curls are really soft and they're really like, flexible, pliable, whatever, but this did not give me second day hair. Maybe that would apply if it was like a cream, for example, right? So you want to be sure that when you are bringing that to the table, you're not saying, I'm going to use this product and it is going to be my end all be all. Just see what it does for you. It's not a fail of a wash day if it's not giving you hold, right? That's the job of gel. So then that's when you go, now I'm going to use this product with my gel and evaluate from there. That is just so essential to do anytime you bring something new in. And I know it's like, oh gosh, but I don't want to have a failed wash day. I've got to go to work that day. Save that new product for like your weekend. Save it for when you are working from home. Like plan it accordingly. Anytime you do something new, you don't want to do that on a day when you've got like a big meeting, like the boss and the boss's boss and like, the whole board. You don't want to do that. That wouldn't be what I would do. Not to say that I have done that, because I probably have, but details, live and learn. So for me, I have mostly a hair story lineup. I know that's probably not surprising, but it's kind of just what's in my own house. So for me, I am going to be doing Hair Story New Wash Original. That's going to be my cleanser conditioner. It's my normal cleanser and conditioner day in and day out. My normal leave-in conditioner is going to be InnerSense Pure Inspiration Daily Conditioner. I need Hair Story to come out with a magical leave-in, but they really haven't yet. They've come out with like a spray leave-in that they call Primer, and I can't say that I don't like it. It's just not. It's a spray. It's not I need a cream. I need something that's a little bit more, and a cream leave-in and a cream styling gel in my book are not the same thing. I know some people are like, oh, I can't do both, and that's okay. I will be bringing in hair balm from Hair Story as my cream as needed to use under my gel, Hair Story styling gel, because it's getting drier outside. Have you noticed? Yes. Have your curls noticed? The dew point yesterday was like 26.
Actually, yes.
It's so dry here in Texas right now. It is insane. We had this big cold front come through. Temperatures here dropped down to like freezing overnight. I don't know if it got that cold out where you are, but it was 32. It was pretty chilly and it was very dry. My daughter woke up in the middle of the night. She's like, my eyes are so dry. I felt so bad for her because she was, it's just so dry right now. So we're like, humidifiers in the house. Like if you haven't rolled out your humidifiers yet, do that. I have a class on my website, for what it's worth, AllisonLupo.com, that's called Dry Air, Dry Hair. And I interviewed a client of mine to do that video. And one of the things she talks about, which I was just talking about with my last client in my studio here in Dallas, is if your hair doesn't tolerate a cream product like under your gel, try doubling up. I learned this from my client, which I love. Try doubling up your leave-in. Like literally in the shower, apply your leave-in, scrunch it in, and then do that again as if you didn't do it. So like double leave-in and then go straight to your gel. Or if you will tolerate a cream, also add your cream. So that's just a quick tip from that video. There are many more, but that's just kind of a quick tip that's like, hey, this is a really easy thing to do. That it's just an idea. Just try it. Just do it. Your hair will likely suck it up. And I just recorded yesterday, but I need to release it. These little, if you're watching, these little hairs in the front of my hairstyle these curls are my barometers. They tell me exactly how dry or how humid it is outside, because when it's dry, they just sort of hang. So I've got a little quick refresh video coming for you guys on how to bring those back to life. So be on the lookout. But I'd love to answer some of your questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot.
Well, and Allison, I was going to ask if you had ever noticed or had any success with when the weather gets really, really dry. I'm one of those people who doesn't tolerate a curl cream very well, which is one reason I wanted to make myself use the Fenty Beauty for 30 days and just I feel like I should be able to use a curl cream. Anyway, I'm not one of those people that normally tolerates a cream very well. So, and bonus, my hair does not like a double application of leave-in conditioner. Usually it tends to be too much, too heavy for my incredibly heavy, fine, silky hair. Like I have a looser curl pattern. My hair is incredibly heavy. So like I sneeze wrong and my hair is weighed down and my curls are stretched out. I have found that sleeping with a humidifier in my room at night when it gets cold is the thing that I can do to help rehydrate the hair when it gets cold and dry out.
It's amazing. It's rehydrating your hair, your skin, your sinuses, like everything. I know they're a huge pain in the butt to like clean, but you just have to freaking do it. Like we just do it once a week. So like I get it out, like I take them all apart on Sunday once they're empty, right?
Yeah.
Once it's empty, I take that thing apart on Sunday and I'm like, I like the ones, there's a Homedics one that I have in my Amazon shop. I hope it's still there. And it's got an opening that like I can fit my entire hand
Oh,
into.
perfect. So you can actually wipe it out and get it
you
clean.
can actually wipe it out. So you can soap, you can do like actual alcohol in there to like help all the water evaporate faster. It's the way to go. And then when you want it to dry out, because that opening is so much bigger, it actually evaporates faster. So highly recommend that one with a giant opening, because we have one of those that's got like, you know, an opening you can stick like a finger into, and it's like it never dries out. That thing is like, I just wait for it to die so I can replace it, but it hasn't died yet. So, you know, I'm just waiting.
Okay.
Did you add, hold on, wait, I have one question I just thought of. Did you add a deep conditioner to your lineup? Because I'm now realizing that I'm doing this. I probably need to add a deep conditioner to my lineup, because that is another big thing to do when the weather changes.
I know. My Clarify and deep conditioner, I didn't pick very well. I thought I picked well. I don't think I did. It was the scalp line from InnerSense. That shampoo, the scalp shampoo formulation for InnerSense, so good for my scalp. On the more clarifying side, I wouldn't call it like a mega big guns clarifier, but it's like pretty good enough. And the conditioner tended to be on the more conditioning, slightly heavier side. And I was like, perfect. Here's my clarifying deep conditioner. But the weather did get really cold and it wasn't quite enough deep conditioning power for my hair. So probably the first thing I'm going to do once we're done with the Grateful Curls Challenge and I'm free to use whatever products I would like, I will throw in a deep conditioner. My hair will be fine until then.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for sticking with it. You're like, well, I learned a thing right off the bat, but I'm going to stick with it. Because you know that if you stick with it, things can shift. Things can change. You might find, oh, well, this actually kind of is enough. Like, I would be really curious to follow up on that when it gets deeper into it. I do find the same thing that you do. I think the shampoo is a little bit more cleansing. I think the conditioner is a little bit heavier, but I would not have called it a deep conditioner, but I love that you're experimenting with that. That makes me so happy. I found a couple of rinsed out conditioners that I think lend themselves to being left in as a leave-in, you know, case in point with the InnerSense Pure Inspiration Daily Conditioner. That's like my favorite leave-in, quote unquote. But I have not found a regular conditioner ever that I could call a deep conditioner. I think the InnerSense Hydrating is about as close as it gets, but it's still missing something. It's not quite there.
It doesn't quite penetrate as far or as deep as we want. So we have Tome Worm asks, from Georgia, it's not too far to drive, right? I know Texas is really far from Georgia, but I actually have a friend here in town that just made the drive to Georgia to see family for Thanksgiving. Apparently it's 14 hours. So if you're real hard and real gritty, you can make the drive in one day.
Totally. Or you can fly. It's a real easy flight into Dallas, and then you've got a drive in front of you, but it's a real easy flight to Dallas from just about anywhere.
You can fly from Dallas to Abilene. You can.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
The connections are terrible and you probably won't get here when you want to, but there are technically flights. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Then Amy asked an incredibly sweet question. Courtney, how do you get your hair so shiny? That's a great question. I have very, very low porosity hair because I don't bleach it or heat style it. And I follow all the stuff and things that you're supposed to do, quote unquote, to keep your hair really nice and healthy. I sleep on a cotton or silk pillowcase. I am very gentle when I detangle. I use like gentle brushes that have really bendy bristles. I have a microfiber towel. I'm using shampoos, conditioners, and stylers that are increasing the health of my hair, improving the condition of my hair, but also just it's kind of that way genetically a little bit, I think. Allison, do you have any thoughts on why my hair is shiny?
Because you are put together that way. It is just really, I mean, there are some products that you can definitely use. I mean, Courtney, you take excellent care of your hair. I take excellent care of my hair, but my hair will never be as shiny as yours. Like it just won't be. Like your hair reflects light. And you also have a cast in right now. So if you guys are watching, like you can see that,
Very
like
true.
she still has a
Also,
gel
I
cast in, of
cheat
course.
and I have really fancy lighting. So like, see,
Yeah.
my hair doesn't look quite so brilliantly shiny.
Yeah.
But I want to look cute for y'all. So I turn on this really cool light and it does
Thanks
reflect
for
off my
that.
hair a little
It
bit.
does reflect, but you do have a naturally very shiny cuticle. Like your cuticle is very closed. Like you talk about your hair being slippery and heavy.
Right.
Like your hair is like a mirror in a lot of ways. And so like having touched, hundreds and hundreds of heads of hair, like when I look at hair, like, and you will learn this too when you are doing this, like in your studio and you were seeing tons of people, like that just some hair types, I'm sure you've already seen it now, are just shiny and some are not, but some can become shiny. So like, so there's
was
definitely
not
some
shiny to begin with. Mine was dull and extremely tangly. But once it got really healthy, the shine came through, the tangles went away.
But was it dull and tangly when it was bleached?
Correct. Yes.
That's it. Because
Yes.
because the integrity of your actual strands was not there because the bleach was actually pulling literal pieces of your cuticle away from itself, right? And that's what bleaching does. Like that's not a reason to not do it, but if you want your hair to be really shiny and all those things, like that's a reason to not use that. Inner Sense I Create Volume is one of my favorite gel type products. It says that it's a styling lotion on the bottle, which I always thought was very confusing. It doesn't really make sense. It's like a really viscous gel or a serum that you could use under a gel. I find that it's a product that adds a lot of shine to my clients' hair, especially those that are more coarse or strong stranded and they don't have a lot of natural shine and they want that. It's one that really helps.
Interesting. Okay. I was just thinking, what are the gels that I have used that I'm like, oh, wow, that's a lot of brilliant shine. Anytime I use Bounce Curl light cream gel, I get comments in videos of people going, wait, your hair is extra brilliantly shiny today. And it's usually when I'm using the Bounce Curl product. Also, the LUS gel, the Irish Sea Moss gel, Love Your Curls, Love Yourself. I can't remember the name of the brand. I'm so sorry. But black and white packaging, their gel tends to make the hair incredibly shiny. And there's another one that's kicking around in my brain that I can't pull to the forefront. I have also noticed that when people do something like an apple cider vinegar rinse, I don't recommend mixing your own apple cider vinegar rinse at home anymore. I used to, but most people aren't going to be as wild and crazy as I am and bust out the pH strips to check.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I didn't even know
cider.
that you did it. That's so great.
Yes. So like if we're not checking the pH of it, let's not put it on our hair. You can go pick up an already formulated apple cider vinegar rinse from Walmart or Target. There's a couple of drugstore brands that are pretty good. I have noticed that when people do those, their hair winds up looking way shinier because the acidity in the apple cider vinegar seals down that hair cuticle and then the hair can reflect light better. It won't do that on hair that has no cuticle. So if you have like blasted your cuticles into oblivion, you're just going to have to trim those off. I'm sorry. But
she's lived it so she can say it.
Yes.
Okay. Our friend here, Crazy Cora 85, says, with your monthly challenge, will you still be doing a deep conditioning once or twice in the month? So like I will probably still just do it once. I'm going to keep it consistent. I'm not going to play around with different deep conditioners. I will bust out one of because I grabbed two today, product spotlights. That is the Bounce Curl Ayurvedic deep conditioner. Woo! I love her.
She is the big guns.
Oh, it is big guns, but it's cold and dry outside. So big guns for sure. I find a little bit goes a long way. It's such a good price. It smells so great. Like this is a fantastic deep conditioner. And so I'm going to read the back of the bottle so that you don't have to. Let's talk about what's in it. Baobab seed oil is like the third ingredient. And I believe that is actually in the Hair Story styling gel. Didn't he say that that was when we spoke to Wes Sharpton in our last one? Y'all, seriously, it is. It is the like fifth ingredient, baobab seed extract.
Wow.
That is why this is moisturizing,
It
and it's
doesn't
probably
feel like
why.
there's an oil in that gel. It does not feel like that.
Well, it does have SD alcohol 40B as the third ingredient.
But that's an
So
emulsifier. So
it is, but it's still an SD alcohol. So
it
like it's
is.
still got some drying to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it is being used as an emulsifier, but that may be balancing the baobab seed extract
Gotcha.
for sure.
That would make sense.
That would be my guess. That would be my guess. So that is explaining to me why this is just moisturizing enough that like my hair is not crackly dry right now. But I do also think that using the Hair Story New Wash to wash and condition my hair, because it's not as squeaky clean as it normally would be if I was using a shampoo, I'm not as staticky. But I love that baobab seed extract is like the third ingredient in the Bounce Curl Ayurvedic Deep Conditioner. It's followed by sunflower seed oil, caprylic triglycerides. We've got some really moisturizing things right up front. Hydrolyzed jojoba esters. What else is in here that is amazing? Lactic acid, saffron, sage, althea, banana flower extract. Banana is always so moisturizing. Nettle is moisturizing and also curl enhancing. So we've got some really good things in this overall formulation that are going to lend itself to giving me still curls that are moisturized without being heavy. And yes, oh, you know what I'm not going to add though? You know what I'm not going to do, Courtney? I'm not going to clarify. I'm going to be crazy.
Look at you. But you
What?
don't need to, because you are not using products that are building up on your hair.
I'm
9
not.
times out of 10, if we're using a myriad of different products, if you follow in my footsteps and change up your products constantly and are trying drugstore products and high-end products and sprinkling and dabbling all over the place, there is a good chance that you are using a styler along the way that is going to build up on your hair in some way, shape, or form. So in order to get your deep conditioner to penetrate as best as humanly possible, it's best to put it on a really nice, squeaky clean slate that has no buildup on it, blocking your hair from absorbing the deep conditioner. Allison, on the other hand, is a good girl, and she doesn't change her stuff and things constantly, and none of her products are building up on her hair, so she doesn't need to strip the ever-loving life out of her hair.
I used to. Now, when my hair was new to all this curly wavy stuff and my cuticle was just naturally more blown open because it was dehydrated, I would find that no matter what I used, now I was also using a lot more drugstore stuff that was sticky or whatever. I would need to clarify and deep condition a lot more often. I could feel when my hair was weighed down, and this just does not happen to me anymore at all. And so I have found products that I love, as evidenced by the things on the wall behind me in my studio. I am pretty loyal. Like I really don't play around a lot anymore, and I'm also just not a huge fan of like lots of consumption, and I don't feel the need to play anymore, and that is okay. Courtney plays, Courtney documents, Courtney does all the things, and I love that. I love learning about more products.
Courtney is very pro consumerism.
And that's okay, because it takes all kinds in this world, girl. It takes all kinds of kinds, okay? But I'm just not there. I'm like, I have guilt about selling people plastic bottles. Like I really do. I mean, I want you to have good products that really work for you, but that's just my own personal hang up. Okay, Courtney, for you, how often are you going to be deep conditioning? Twice. And that's probably better because your deep conditioner is a little bit on the lighter side as far as deep conditioners go.
Absolutely on the lighter side.
Okay.
I am enjoying New Wash from Hair Story, but it's right on the edge of not being enough for me. And even with the micellar pre-cleanse, pre-wash, my scalp is getting angry at me. So I am going to use my scalp shampoo and my deep conditioner probably twice a month, maybe more, but that is kind of a special case. On a general month-to-month basis, I am clarifying and deep conditioning once. This month looks a little different because of our circumstances. But see, I'm reading my hair. I'm paying attention. I am documenting. And I'm not going to I am not going to let my scalp get away from me, because I know what happens. That is a thing that spirals. It feeds on itself. Once that inflammation gets kicked up in your scalp and you try and ignore it and push through, it only gets worse. So I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to stay on top of it this time. But
the only time that's happened to me, and I think I've talked about this before, is if I go past 4 days with washing my hair. And I have learned that like that day 5, my hair is my scalp is just itchy. Like it's not happy. I'll wash it and then the next day it'll be itchy again. There's like an itchy hangover period that happens. So y'all don't push it too far. I mean, I know, again, something we've said a million times, we'll say it again, is all of those people talking about how they're on like day 14. Okay, you can't smell them through the internet. You can't. And so you should not believe that that is a good idea. And I do not think that you should also try to do it. That is not it. That is not the goal. Can we agree that like day 14 is not the goal? So like that's not a brag. That's just something else. There's not a name for that. There's not a name for that.
Absolutely. Sarah says, my challenge products are Curlsmith Detox Shampoo and Conditioner, and for clarifying, Pantene Volume Shampoo and Briogeo. Don't despair, repair. Sarah, we are friends. I love those products. The Curlsmith Detox Shampoo has some micelles in it. So it's kind of similar to the Hair Story pre-wash. It kind of performs the same. It is perfect for people with really fine hair that is incredibly buildup prone. It's moisturizing. It's not going to make your hair feel crispy, crunchy, but it is going to actually dissolve and lift a lot of impurities that a lot of other shampoos don't. So that sounds incredible. You picked some awesome products there. Jennifer says, suggestions for
wording. We got a word.
Can't do the words. It's terrible. Suggestions for refresh products for fine, swavy, soft hair. I said that out of order. It's fine. What are your thoughts there, Allison?
I mean, grit. Always grit for fine, swavy, soft hair. The biggest things I'm going to reach for are foams or sprays. I would probably although let me rewind the tape. Colton King Jelly is a really gritty triple salt infused gel that does not get too crispy on a refresh day. And I actually find that some of my clients like it better as a refresh day gel than a wash day gel. So that would be an exception.
Quit trying to make me want to buy more stuff and try more stuff. That sounds awesome.
You're my prime audience. I'll send you my link, Courtney, and then you
can
go
send it.
So I love that gel. It is a great one. Colton King Jelly. I have that link in my bit.ly somewhere if you find it on my Instagram or something. And I also really love, did I grab it? Hold on. Hair Story Undressed. It is a salt-free texturizing spray with UV protection, as it says on the label. I love to dampen hair first, just a little water to rehydrate, right? But then something to give it a little bit more hold other than your gel. Now for like fine hair, less is always more. I don't think you always need to add a gel. I don't think you always need to add more cream. It kind of just depends. Like, is your hair also color treated? Because if that cuticle is open, you may need a little bit of gel on there. If you are adding things for grit and texture, because it's fine, it's soft, it's wavy, but is it like dry? That is, I find, the hardest combination of hair to work with, especially if it's also lower porosity, because you have to balance so many things at once in terms of how much moisture, lightweight moisture. We want hold, we want shine. We don't want to be weighed down. Like, we're trying to feed it in little bits. You have to be really, really specific in what you're choosing. So I love reaching for Undressed texture spray from Hair Story because I feel like it's heat activated. So you can spray it on dry hair. You can spray it on damp hair. You can also spray it on wet hair. So you can use it in those kind of 3 areas. And then you hit it with your diffuser. You just kind of take this bad boy and like lift it up, count to 5, and then slowly like turn off your dryer and like bring it on down. And you've got curls that actually come back, they stay, and they're not weighed down. So those are my 2 picks that I would probably push first, aside from a little bit of leave-in conditioner to try to seal those ends a little bit. And then InnerSense, I create texture foam could be a good one, but
Wow.
sometimes I find it can be a little bit crunchy depending on the hair. So I wouldn't use all of those. I would pick one, but those would be my faves. What do you think?
Girl, you went the complete opposite direction I would have gone. You went for
Really?
grit, add structure. Yes, every time now, to be fair, to be perfectly fair, I am the world's worst at refreshes. And I am one of those people that really, really prioritizes how my hair feels. So if it doesn't
Mm.
feel nice, but it looks great, but it doesn't feel nice, but it looks good, I will hate it and I will want to wash it.
But see,
So
the thing where we differ is you are a definition chaser and I am a volume chaser.
true, true.
And so, like,
Mine
for our personal preferences, like, I'm always like, I'm flipping upside down 87 times a day to try to get more lift. And like, I like a little frizz in my hair. Like, I like it to try to be like
and it's
bigger. You're like,
beautiful.
oh, thank you. So is yours. But like, they're just different. And because we're going for different things, we have different inclinations. But the other thing too, Courtney, is I would ask the client, as you will be asking too, are
Yeah.
you after more definition in your wash day, or do you want more volume, but you still want like some texture? Like, nobody wants to be a frizz fest. Like, that's
No,
not
no,
anything
no.
that anybody's after. Like, I want it to be huge. And like, I stuck my finger in a light socket is literally not something any of my clients have ever told me. And so, like, I know there's a
I'm
balance.
going for Hagrid. I want Hagrid.
He's so lovable, though.
We love Hagrid. See,
Hagrid.
if it were me making a suggestion for fine, soft hair, here is what I have personally noticed. On wash day, my hair feels its softest. On day 2 and day 3, it starts to feel drier and more crispy and more tangly. And since I'm such a feel person, and if it feels crispy, crunchy, and tangly, I start to feel uncomfortable. I like to add a spray leave-in conditioner on dry hands, smooth it over, and scrunch it in. I want to add just a kiss of softness, but that spray leave-in conditioner is not going to be heavy enough to weigh down the hair and pull out any curl. Is it going to add any curl back in? Is it going to help my curls bounce back up, spring back up? No. It's going to knock down the frizz. It's going to increase the shine and make my hair feel better. My personal favorites for a refresh type spray would be the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Spray Leave-In Conditioner. And there was one from Alikay a long time ago. You could find it at Target. It was called Alikay Lemongrass Leave-In. Loved that one.
I remember that one. Everybody used to talk about that one. Is Alikay not in Target anymore?
It's not in my Target, but that's not saying much because I live in Abilene and it's the sticks. Our Target is terrible. It's okay. We love Target anyway. And then the other one that I have found that does something incredibly similar is the Miche Spray Leave-In Conditioner. Miche, Miche, and I believe it's a UK brand. I could be so wrong. So if I misspoke, I am very sorry, Miche. But their spray leave-in conditioner is incredibly good. The thing that all 3 of these products have in common is that they are sprays, they're leave-in conditioners, and all of them have a kiss of silk proteins in it. Hydrolyzed silk protein is what I am looking for in a spray leave-in conditioner for a refresh product.
Interesting. It makes sense.
Those hydrolyzed silk protein molecules are small enough that they're going to help coat and seal and add shine and softness, but also a tiny bit of structure. Not a lot, but that's why I love that so much.
I have news for you. I Target apt, and guess what? Alikay is online only now.
No, they're going away.
I'm sorry.
Sad. Sarah asks, oh, I pulled up the wrong one. I am so sorry. How would you say
I wanted to pull this one up too. I just saw this one.
Perfect. I thought this was a great question.
This is such a good question. So Kieri Maloney is asking, is it true that layers can be damaging to hair? I would be so curious to know where you heard this, because I would say no. Personally, I feel like my coarse waves are healthier when my hair is one length. Oh, I know why. Same. But a lot of curly stylists want to add layers to my hair. Okay. So my thoughts look like this. And Courtney, you'll have to tell me if yours are the same or different. But number one, let's talk about why they want to add layers, because layers are what give you actual shape to your hair so that you don't end up kind of a pyramid. Because, we grow a lot of hair here above our ears. And if you're watching, you can see I've got my ear exposed here. This is a big hole where we don't grow any hair. But then at the back of the nape of our necks, we still grow a lot of hair back in here. So as this hair continues to get longer, you get denser kind of at your neck. Okay. And then beyond that, it can just become like, one column of hair, one long column of hair. But when it's around shoulder length, maybe to like your armpits, you can look like a bit of a triangle because you got bulk. And so that is why they're trying to give you layers, is to give you actual shape. Those
Right.
bits and pieces that are shorter in different places that say, I have shape, I have movement, I'm a layer. And for you, with someone with a coarser, stronger hair type, you may even also have a beaded cuticle. Sometimes people with a coarser, stronger hair type can have a beaded cuticle, and that is just genetics at play. Your hair is very strong. It can withstand a lot. It can withstand a lot of color, a lot of bleach, a lot of flat ironing. Like your hair can withstand a nuclear blast, where like mine and Courtney's would be like, I melted away and now I don't have any hair. And so for you, like, look at it differently. Your hair is really strong. It will withstand anything, but your hair has a rough feel to it more than likely. So I know in our podcast where we talk with
Allison, would
Barbie
you
Dell.
say that how the layers are cut are extremely important, and there is something very specific that has to be done to get the right shape, to add the layers, but in a way that's like good for this hair type?
Yes, 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 and no. And it depends on the hair. I would have to get my hands in the hair and find out. And I would also maybe have to learn by doing, because sometimes you just don't know until you do it. And then you're like, oh, that tells me a lot. I just learned a thing about your hair, right? So, like, for someone with a coarser, stronger hair type, they're going to feel their ends more than other people do. So,
Right.
like, if you have those little ends that kind of pop out in different places, you might not like seeing that
And it
because
may
your
feel like
hair,
damage, but it's not damage. It
right?
feels like it because you look dry, rough, and frizzy because you have all of these little bits poking out everywhere.
Exactly. So for you, you might not like seeing what I call exterior layers, layers that are on the surface of your hair. You may be someone that is best served with interior layers, where you sort of, for me, I do this on some of my coarser haired clients. I take a veil of hair on the top and cut layers on the interior of the hair that you cannot see,
Ooh.
so that the hair lays appropriately. It collapses the shape of the haircut, but they don't see those layers. Now, if your hair is especially coarse, those little bits, I have one client that those like pop out on purpose because that hair is so
Strong.
strong. Each one of those hairs is like a wire, and it's like, look at me, I'm shorter than everybody else, and it pops out. And it's just kind of like, okay, you have to be really specific when you cut those layers. Now, I will say that also cutting layers exterior or interior with shears versus a straight razor can also be very different. So if you're someone who has a coarser hair type and you don't like to feel that, a razor is probably never ever for you, because since with shears you have the two blades that are coming together to cut. They cut a very clean end, where with a blade it's going to pull and then cut from one direction, and so it can create a lot more texture in the hair. I do have one client with coarse, wonderful, thick hair that loves a razor haircut because she wants like all of that volume and texture, and like she wants to look like a 70s rock star, like very Stevie Nicks, right? Like
Woo!
that is what, and it is
Nice.
awesome on her. But for someone else who may want more volume, I'm sorry, more definition, like what you're after, Courtney, they want definition and they want shine and they want clumpy curl clumps and they don't want to feel those ends. That would not be the tool that I would reach for them. And I would also probably not slide cut their layers. So like if we get really technical in
Right.
terms of how we're cutting layers, I wouldn't kind of over direct them and then cut them. I would probably keep them a lot cleaner on the ends and keep those friends, like ends need friends on some of my clients. And I keep those things together depending on if that person wants more definition versus volume versus texture, those kinds of things. So those are the considerations that I feel like you feel, in my opinion, that your coarse waves feel healthier when you can't feel the ends. And so for you, you may want shape, but you don't want visible layers. So
Right.
that's my advice. Courtney, I know you kind of jumped in and added some things. Do you have any other thoughts there that I may not have mentioned?
No, that is what I was thinking. For me, I have had a couple of people come sit in my chair that have extremely strong coarse hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do the interior layers yet. I've been too nervous to try that because, yeah, they can poke out and stick out in weird places if you don't know precisely what you're doing. And I've only done about 40 haircuts at this point. So we're just going step by step. But I have found that I do add layers to their hair to avoid the triangle shape, but we keep them more towards the bottom and a very rounded kind of bottom shape to their hair so that everything falls in a nice round cascading way without, and I keep my layers on the exterior, and we cut them very perpendicular to the head, very clean cuts so that nothing sticks out funny. So basically what you said, you added another level of technique there that I'm not at that level yet. I will be.
And you will experiment, and you will learn all these things watching other people's videos, attending classes. Like, you will invest in yourself. Like, I have no doubt about that.
You can't help it. I'm a learning nerd. It's great.
You're a learner. I love that. I love that for you. I love that. Okay, so another question. So Matt Cam has said, looking forward to the video that I'm putting together about taming my barometer bits, about infusing them with some moisture. Yes, I'm excited to get that out. I just need to record the voiceover and I'll get it out this week. And she also adds that her fringe, I love how British you are. Your bangs are always a nightmare, but I want to know, like, what kind of nightmare. So I'd be like, well, tell me what's nightmarish about your bangs. Any tips for what to ask for the hairdresser and tips for styling? I love cutting bangs. Like, I remember, Courtney, I don't mean to talk trash, but did you notice anybody like cutting fringe or layers at your cosmetology school that were like, just bring it straight up and cut it across the top? Did you ever see something like that happen? Because I saw a lot of that in my school. And I was like, that doesn't seem
doing bangs, but right now face frame is what it's trending. Yeah. So like everybody's doing the face frame.
The Jennifer Aniston from the 90s.
Yep.
I love it. I love that 90s haircuts are so in right now, and bangs are part of that. I just think the important thing with bangs is to really, really customize them to the person and to what they want. So number one, bring at least, pictures always speak 1,000 words. Bring at least 3 pictures with you of fringe that you like. And then I want you, if they don't ask you.
AI photos. I know, just don't.
Yes, but no. Yes, but no, because I think that AI photos, I just liken AI photos to what I have in the past. And, we talked about this with Wes on our last podcast, Wes Sharpton. We talked about hair being like an editorial haircut. And I think of AI photos are an editorial haircut because they aren't something you'd wear in real life. It's a person who's not experiencing wind or rain or weather of any kind. Like, they're there, made of pixels, just smiling at you with perfect hair. And that is not reality. But if you find a picture, like, I think with my last haircut, I brought a picture. I was like, I know this is AI, but this is the general shape I like, right? So like, I always try to talk with my clients. Like, I have a very lengthy introduction with my clients that we go through, especially when they're new, and we talk about, but what do they like about each thing in those pictures? And we really break it down, because you're going to show me a photo and I'm not going to give you that haircut. Like, because your head shape is different, your calyx are different, everything about it is different. You're a different human, and it's not going to come out the same. No matter how you map that head, it's not going to come out the same. I don't care what they say. So I want to break down like a photo with you, 3 photos with you. What do you like about that one? Do you like the split in the middle? Do you like the split to the side? Do you like the length on the sides? Do you like the connectivity? So like, you've got to figure out, what is it that you like about bangs when you see them on other people? And get on Pinterest, get on Google, whatever, find some pictures. So that's number one, find pictures, figure out what you like about them, and tell that to your stylist. But also, not everybody's good at cutting bangs. The thing about bangs that's really, really important is that they need to be layered like the rest of your haircut. If all of your bangs are one length, you're going to look like Pollyanna and you're going to hate it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So like, over direction, lifting those bangs at least like 90 degrees out from the head. I love a good like 180 lift. Like, I think that's the way to go.
It looks so pretty when you do
it. And I almost never cut all of the bangs at one time. I almost always divide them into 2 sections where I pin that top section back and I do the front, and then I bring them back. And then this is something that I learned, is sometimes there are just some hairs that want to be bangs. They will always want to be bangs, and you should just cut them. Like, they should just, even if your bangs, like your bang spacing, if you're watching this, I'm doing kind of just like a quick, like, let's say I've used a comb, right? And I've made this section like really clean, right? But there's some jackass over here that like wants to be bangs. You know what? He's going to need to be bangs.
Join the party.
And the reason is because you have a cowlick there that is more than likely pushing that hair forward, and it will always fall forward into your face. And if it's not cut to be bangs, it will just include itself in the party. So just cut them. Okay.
Well,
what do you have?
That is it. I am obviously not a bang person. I like to rock my 5 head, and
I love your 5 head.
Enjoy it.
I just like a little side coverage,
if
Did
hair
you notice
touches
that I
my
cut bangs?
face, I'm
Did you
very
notice that
sad.
I cut
I
myself bangs?
did actually. Your whole haircut is very, very cute. You didn't
Oh,
whack it
thank
all
you.
off, but you just
I
kind of.
didn't. I didn't. I need to, and I recorded a little thing I need to post it too. Just I'm behind in posting. I cut about, I mean, 4 inches off. Like I cut, I just couldn't take it anymore. It was just too long. And I asked for like some like bangy things, but she didn't give them to me. And so, my family members had asked me, Allison, will you please cut my haircut? Will you cut my hair while you're home over the Thanksgiving holiday? So Courtney, I had my sharp things at home. And you know what happens when I have my sharp things at home? Like I cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
So over the sink they went, but I kind of love them. I had cut them to be in the middle, but I've discovered I'm not really a bangs person, but I love a little, like Alice. Alice? I feel like it's a little bit Alice from the Brady Bunch. The maid Alice, how she's got like the little bits on the side. I like having just a little bit on the side and some little pieces to break up my own personal 5 head, because I too have a 5 head, but I love a 5 head. I just feel like I wanted a little corner coverage. Courtney, question. Do we have a special guest we would like to talk about the Grateful Curls Challenge with?
I was just about to bring that up. We have the lovely Kim with us today. Kim, thank you so much for being willing to join us today. We're very honored.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me come.
Surprise guest.
Surprise guest.
Surprise guest. Welcome, Kim. Tell us about you. Tell us about how you ended up on here. I am so excited that you're on here today. I know Courtney sourced you for this podcast, which is super fun. Tell us about you, your hair, and the Grateful Curls Challenge and how you're attacking that.
Great. Well, I am an empty nester. My kids are all grown and gone. And about 1.5 years ago, I decided it was time to start letting the gray grow out. But
I love that. I was just noticing that.
Thank you. So instead of just watching my hair grow out for however long that was going to be, at the same time, I saw so many ladies who just had beautiful gray wavy hair. So I figured it would be time to kind of dive into that and figure out my waves and curls, because it was always just frizz. So I knew they were in there somewhere. And so I found Courtney's channel and took some of her tips, and it's been really fun to experiment with the waves, and it's also helped the time pass as the gray has grown out.
I've got to say too, like your curl pattern above the dye on your hair is insanely different from the curl pattern below the color. Yeah. I mean, you got a whole new head of hair growing, and that is so exciting. And it's a lot to do it all at once too. So like, bravo to you, because going curly, wavy, and gray at the same time. But your silver, like if I'm like covering up like the silver on you, the silver color of your hair complements your skin so well too. So
gorgeous.
So something I learned about hair a long time ago too from another stylist that you might think is interesting is that, Courtney, I don't know if you've heard this either, and somebody correct me if it's not right, but like even though light shines on you from above, because your cuticle is more delicate at the end of your hair, that light actually enters your hair from the ends rather than the top of your hair. So your hair color can look completely different if your ends are a different color from the top of your hair. Courtney, I see your face and I just know you're about to research the living daylights out of this, but I learned this from a colorist long ago, like 20 years ago. And that when she had all of her blonding clients, like this is what she would tell them, that like light enters your hair from the bottom rather than the top. So by the time all of that color is gone, like her gray will even look like a different silver, which is so exciting.
I can absolutely see that. I am just using my current, like fresh out of cosmetology school, graduating today knowledge, that the ends of our hair do tend to be more fragile. The cuticle tends to be more lifted. If that cuticle does blow open, we do actually lose some melanin in our hair. So the ends of our hair do tend to look slightly lighter. This is why, it looks like you got highlights over the summer. No, you didn't. Your hair just got really damaged. So I wonder if that has to play into it, but I'm not sure about light entering the hair. I see the light reflecting off of the hair, but hair does some pretty wild things. It's pretty
cool. Hair is very understudied as well. I mean,
I love the whole concept of like hair holding memory. I'm not so sure if that seems kind of woo-woo voodoo to me, but
I love woo-woo.
I can totally see it happening. So anyway,
I love it.
Kim, can you tell us which products you picked for the Grateful Curls Challenge? And what made you want to do this crazy Grateful Curls Challenge? Like, this is no fun. I miss experimenting.
Well, I'd already kind of gotten some new products that I was starting to enjoy and experiment with a little bit anyway. So I said, this is just sort of a natural rollover of what I'm doing on my own. So my products,
that's perfect. It will force you to
basic,
stick with them.
super simple. Yeah. I'm finding out if I really truly love them for the long haul, or if by the end of the month I'm ready to say goodbye. So I'm using the V&Co shampoo and conditioner combo that you had recommended.
I almost picked those for this challenge.
I'm old and I've never heard of those. Tell me more. The crotchety lady on the podcast wants to hear, what is V&Co? I don't even know. Fill me in. So
I will tell you, I got this at Walmart. I got it because it was a Courtney recommendation. Very reasonable, but I like it. It's got the peptides in it that she had mentioned. And I like that the shampoo, it's cleansing enough that it gives me that squeaky clean feel. Which I guess I'm old school enough that if your hair's not squeaky clean, it's not clean. So I appreciate that.
That's okay. A lot of people are on board with you.
Protein in it too, Kim. We love that both the shampoo and conditioner have just a little bit of protein in it. The shampoo is clear, so like it's not hyper conditioning shampoo, but also it's not super crazy stripping. It's awesome. I love those. I love that you picked that.
Love it. Thank you for walking me through that. I'm going to have to look for those. Awesome.
Great. Yes. And then I am using, you'd mentioned the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk leave-in conditioner. I'm using this mostly for the heat protectant because I do live in a cold climate and I just can't not heat style my hair, like blow dry my hair.
Right. You got to get warm. So you're using warm air to dry your hair.
And where are you located, Kim? We should do that.
Okay. I live in Germany right now.
Wow.
I know it's a little crazy.
We should have led with
that. Yeah. So I live in Germany and so it's getting cold. It's dry. So I am definitely needing the heat stylers. Oh, if I lose my connection for a second, I'll be right back. I'll be back on. But yeah, so I have appreciated this for the heat protectant. And then for my styler, I chose the Umberto Giannini Curl Jelly.
That's a good one.
Suspension jelly. Yeah.
Allison, this one is very similar to Hair Story in feel. Like the ingredients label is very different, but the feel is very, very similar.
Very good to know. So that's super helpful. And also from an international perspective, anybody listening or watching this, like were these products that were pretty easy for you to get? You said Walmart. So did Walmart ship that to you? How did you get these? Because now I need to know so we can help the people that are also international.
Walmart, I did get this shipped to me. I was home over the summer and I picked this up probably at Walmart or Target. But
which one was that? Tell us out loud what that one was that you picked up.
Sorry about that.
The Not Your Mother's. So you grabbed that one at Walmart when you were in the States. Okay.
When I was in the States over the summer. But this we can get here. We are not too far from
curly
France.
jelly.
Yep. They're starting to sell this in France and of course in the UK. So I can get
Where do you shop for these items in France and the UK? Where do you go for these items? Like what kind of store? Do you go to Boots?
So in France, there's basically we call it a hypermarket. Essentially, it's sort of like a super Walmart, Target type thing that's got groceries and beauty products. And there's the chain that I found is called Carrefour. That's where I found it. There.
Okay. That is your version of a super Target. Got it.
Yeah, basically. And I also got this Curl Refresh jelly.
Ooh, I have seen Sophie Marie use that. Does that work really good?
I just got it. I literally just got it. I've used it maybe half a dozen times. So jury is still out for me. I am I am a lazy refresher. If the least refreshing I can possibly do, usually the more I mess with it, the worse it looks.
Yeah. And that was the Umberto. That was the Umberto Giannini curl refresh curl jelly refresh. Okay, so like number one, to rewind, Courtney, did you just do this because she said she's used it 6 or 7 times? Did you do the 6 or 7 thing with your hands?
No, not on purpose. I just went like so. You know, like
nope, that was the 6, 7.
No. Look at you, all young and hip. You called yourself an old crotchety woman, and you're like all 12-year-old.
Okay, so how do you use that to refresh this refresh jelly? Because it's in a spray bottle with a spray top for the people that are just listening.
It's in a
do you
spray
spray
bottle
on your dry hair or on damp hair? How are you using it, and what's working?
So it says to use it on dry hair. So I will spray just a tiny bit on my hand and
on your hand. Okay, got it. And smooth
on my hands, and then smooth it over. Yeah, I haven't had a ton of success actually, like applying product directly to my hair. I would much rather smooth it on with my hands. It has a similar slip to the gel. I looked at the ingredients. It's much more liquid. It feels real similar. So I looked at the ingredients to see if it was actually the same, just a diluted form, but the ingredients are totally different.
Okay. Good to know.
It has that kind of slippy feel.
All right. She's got her routine. So, is there more? Is there a deep conditioner in there? Is there another product in there? Is that's the lineup?
Deep conditioner has turned out to be a big one. I use, and I'm not sure if it's available in the States, but I use Garnier Hair Food Mask. Yes. The macadamia variety.
Okay. So that one was available here in the US at some point. I don't think I've seen it easy to grab lately, but yes, I know which product you're talking about.
Okay. I love that. Yeah. And you don't find that it builds up on your hair. You've used it before. So you've been using it, or is it brand new?
It is a staple.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah. And I like it because it's a mask, but it can be used as a rinse out conditioner or even a leave-in conditioner. So it's really versatile.
I love products that can do double duty and beyond. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Kim, what have you learned so far in the 2 weeks of being like fully locked in, only changing 1 or 2 variables per wash day? Has there been like any big revelations or game changers for you so far?
You know, one of the big things was the same thing that you guys were talking about earlier about just needing more moisture. And I've always been a like 1 mask a month kind of person that's worked for me. But I am finding I probably during the winter need to use a mask once a week. So pretty much every other wash.
Yeah. And it's a really dry, cold climate where you are. So getting on the extreme end of one of those spectrums.
Yes. I was just about to ask, is it pretty dry there for the most part?
It's very, very dry in the winter.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So just bring on the moisture. Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
Really appreciate you coming on. It was absolutely wonderful, you sharing what you have learned so far. And guys, the backlog logistics of getting to do these live podcasts. Kim has been here the whole time, just waiting to share. And we are so grateful that she did.
Thank you, Kim.
Really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for the invite.
That was so fun. I love doing that. Oh my God, what a fun surprise. Okay,
absolutely.
Guys, if you are interested in being on our podcast next week or the following week or the one after that. What do we have? 2 left, 3 left? I have already lost track.
This is podcast number 7. So
we got 2 more.
8, 9, and then we're done with 9 because
So
Christmas.
You let us know. Reach out to us in the YouTube comments. Reach out to us on our Instagram DMs. Send us an email, which you can find on our individual websites. Let us know. We would like to feature some of you guys and what you're learning, because the thing is, what you're learning is something that will help somebody else. And That's the thing. That's the reason we do this podcast. We know that this information is all over the internet, all over the place, but it's in little bits and pieces everywhere. We try to condense it into something that helps you guys be able to create a routine that works for your hair, get a haircut that works for your hair, find a stylist who understands your hair, find products that help your hair be its very best, and understand that it takes time to get there. So we don't sugarcoat it, but we want to give you all the information up front so that we can help you live your best life and feel beautiful, because that's really important, especially around the holiday season when everybody's taking pictures and you're seeing all your family and all those things. So thank you guys for being here and trusting us with your hair today, with your advice on your hair, for participating in our Grateful Curls Challenge. And we will do this again next week.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for participating in the Grateful Curls Challenge. Like Allison said, in this season when everything is really chaotic and we're running around and scrambling, trying to get all the stuff and things done, having something like the Grateful Curls Challenge where you're locked in, you're consistent, and it's also slightly fun because you're learning more about your hair, kind of helps calm the chaos a little bit and allows you to be really intentional and very, very grateful for how you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So thank y'all so much for hanging out with us each week. We will see you next week again here live on our respective YouTube channels. If you want to listen to this podcast later, you can listen to it on all the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify. Allison, what else?
iHeartRadio and Amazon. Those are the 4 that I know. I think most people are on Spotify or Amazon. I think some people, Spotify and Apple. I think some people are on Amazon. I would like to know if anybody's on iHeartRadio. Does that still exist for people? Just out of curiosity. But join us next week. It will be fun because Courtney and we're super fun. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we'll see you in just a few days. Have a great one, guys.
Bye.